Hello everyone from ProSpeedflying. Today we are making the second part of our video about landings, and this part will mainly touch the flare. For beginner pilots we recommend two-stage flare. This is the basic technique that you can later change according to the type and the size of your wing and for sure weather conditions. So the idea of the first stage of the flare is to take your descending flight into a horizontal one with your feet 1 meter, half a meter above the ground. So this first stage, the first half of your travel, should be done to put you in a correct position above the ground. Also, this first part of the flare is the indicator of your second stage. Depending on how much energy you feel in your wing after this first part, you decide how fast, how aggressive or how slow should the second stage be to land you softly.
When you did your first stage flare and you started flying horizontally, making this little swoop, you have limited amount of time and energy, after which you will start descending again. You need to catch the moment when the wing is going to start descending again, but not descending, and in this moment you are doing the second stage of the flare to stop your wing from flying horizontally and start running. With the final toggle input of the second stage of your flare, you can go quite deep, almost to the pre-stall point, and even if you are in a stalling point, you have like 1 second, 2 seconds before the wind will start falling, and you can use this energy to stop the wing as much as you can to start running. We don't do the flare in a single stage in normal situations, because the wing has a lot of energy. If you do like that, it can jump uphill, and then you will crash from this altitude without the energy. We use the single stage flare only in the situations when there is some turbulence, some downwind push your wing, or maybe you somehow lost a lot of energy on the approach and now you need to get everything you can to slow down your flight to start running. The stages of your flare should have rather aggressive inputs, because if you're doing these stages slowly, you'll just lose the energy without getting the lift. You can do the stages slower and shorter if you have more face wind, or you're landing and making the flare after the speeding up. Always do the final approach with full speed, hands up, so you have all the energy for your flare. Your task is to learn how to feel the energy of your wing and how to predict the stages of your flare, the timing, the inputs, and you can do it only with bigger wings on easy hills with some face wind, so everything is going slowly and you have time and enough attention to feel and to react properly. Use my videos with the good examples as the reference videos for you, where I'm doing the inputs, how aggressive they are, so later you can compare these videos to your side videos and you can see the mistakes better. Don't be shy to ask your friends to make side videos of your landings. It will show your mistakes and it will speed up your learning process in several times. Also, if you need, you can use the option of our online video school. We'll make the proper debriefing of your videos and we'll give all the recommendations which you need to progress faster.
For beginner pilots we recommend using the harnesses that are good for speed riding. Normally this type of a harness makes it really easy to transition between sitting in the harness and getting out in order to run on the landing. If you're sitting in a deep harness, in the beginning it can be really hard to get out of it. When you're still learning to time your flare, adjust your side straps to be more vertical. Like that, you can forget about getting out of your harness in time. You will be ready to run and you can concentrate on the good timing of your flare. When landing, keep your feet and knees together until the very final moment when you start running. Your first steps must be short and fast, like that you spread the first load with the contact on the ground and you can land softly. A very common mistake is trying to reach the ground sooner with one leg. This happens to many people, especially when the landing is not really flat. Pay attention to this because it can cost you an ankle.
For the landing, put your trimmers in the most comfortable position for you psychologically, because actually there is no big difference between landing open trims and closed trims. With open trims you will have more speed, more energy for the flare, but more speed can scare you and lead to mistakes. And with the closed trims you have less energy for the flare, but also less speed, and you have more time to make the decisions. If you made your first stage of the flare too early or too aggressive and you jumped uphill, never release back your toggles, because the wing can do the jump forward and it will make a pendulum into the ground. Just stay in this position as you did, wait for the proper moment and do the final stage of the flare more aggressively, because you already lost some energy. During the second stage of the flare you can go quite low with your toggles, and this position is close to the stalling point of the wing, and in this mode the wing is unstable. It's hard to control the direction, to control the oscillations. So we strictly recommend to do a lot of ground handling with the deep toggle control, deep toggle inputs, so you learn this muscle memory and later on the landing you have no troubles. That's all for today about the speedflying landings. Later we'll make a couple of short videos with some special situations like landing on the obstacles or maybe water landings. But now we wish you nice, soft and safe landings, and see you next time.